Hey everyone, I'm going to do a video tonight just quickly on backfilling, doing a pink and white backfill or rebalance. Hopefully you can see there on my nails that they are in desperate need. I've got about 3 or 4 millimeters of growth from the back here, and you can probably see that you can see my nail growing underneath there. Where my French line is I'm wearing white and a very clear pink. So I'm just going to show you a quick one. The products I'm using today are Attraction Radiant White and Attraction Radiant Pink. So the white is very nice intense white and the pink is very translucent. And I'm using Nail Pure Plus, which is a sanitizer and dehydrator to prep my nail bed. And then the primer I'm using is NSI Super Bond Nail Primer. And then of course my little pot of monomer. And my brush, the brush that I use as always is my NSI number 8, I think it's called Royal Precision. It's a very, very nice brush. Files I'll be using are from NSI, the Endurance 100 grip file, and then their White Rhino I believe it's called, which is, I think it's about 180 and 220 grit, somewhere around there, which are great to use. Okay, first I'm going to start off with, basically what I'm wanting to do for a backfill is I'm wanting to remove approximately 80% of the existing acrylic. So I'm wanting to make sure that I get most of the product off, get the nail nicely prepped, and then we can rebuild from there. So I'm just going to start by drilling. Okay, so I've got that very nice and thin. As you can see, there's no white left on the tip, which is what I really, really want to make sure. Now I'm going to go in with this one here. I'm pretty sure the smooth side is about 220, and what I'm wanting to do there is etch the nail bed of the new growth. Okay, so very gently, we're just going to etch that out. And then we'll swap over and use a slightly rougher side so that I can blend in the acrylic. We want this nice and smooth. We want to make sure more than anything that we don't actually see where the acrylic starts and finishes. Okay, so we want this really, really nice and smooth. As thin as you can get it. Reshape. Take off the length. Okay, so that is all the filing that I need to do. Remove as much of the dust as you possibly can. Okay, using Nail Pure on a cotton swab. Just going to clean off my nail plate, get off any dust and residue. Okay, we allow that to dry. And then we're going to apply our primer. Now our primer only goes on the natural nail bed, we don't actually apply it to the acrylic. If you apply it to the acrylic, it can cause yellowing of the acrylic. Allow our primer to dry and then we can begin our application. Okay, so now we're going to begin basically with just standard application. So picking up approximately a medium-sized ball, not too wet, not too dry, place, release, and we can then push our product into place. Now the trick with acrylic is to push it into place, don't brush it into place. So we just use the body of the brush just to push it around the nail. It's giving me my general shape, wipe off any excess, and now I will begin shaping my smile line. As my acrylic's drying, I actually like to pull it out. It just tends to thin it down a little bit. pushing it down into your corners. Okay, and then simply working with a 3-ball method. Ball 2, which is through your stress area, to be placed right behind your smile line. Press and release, and then push and spread. And your 3rd ball, slightly larger one for me this time. Not my favourite nail today, but you get the general idea. Okay, so looking at the nail prior to filing, we want to make sure that we have a nice thin area down here around the cuticle area. We want to make sure that the acrylic has been thinned out nicely by angling our brush on an angle like this to thin it out. Coming up to a slightly higher, thicker point just here through the stress area, which is just behind your smile line, and then tapering off again. Okay, so that's actually quite rough looking, but once we've filed it, it should come up a lot nicer. So if you're finishing with your brush, give it a good clean out, put it back into point, and then put it away. Okay, so next comes to filing. To start off with, I'm going to be using my NSI 100 grit. This one's getting a bit old. But basically what I'm wanting to do is file on a downward angle, as you can see there. Okay, and then I'm wanting to use the rounded edge of my file, this bit here, and I'm wanting to file around the corners and around the cuticle area. Brush off constantly so that you can see. Pull your skin back out of the way just to minimise the chance of cutting yourself or your clients. Okay, most important part is we're wanting to have nice parallel side walls. Okay, so nice straight lines coming out here. We don't want them tapered out so that they're fanned. They get fat, ugly nails. I like to bring them in nice and parallel on either side. Kind of come from underneath and around. Okay, once we've got those nice straight lines, we want to just soften the edges a little bit, just so that they're not so harsh. Okay, so we've done our filing. Now I'm wanting to reshape the end. I want it quite nice and square, so just very parallel. Okay, so hopefully you guys can kind of see the shape there. Nice and fine and thin. Now I'm going to finish off with my NSI Glaze and Go. Nice thick coat, and then 90 seconds underneath your UV light. Very easy. And it has no sticky residue after it's been cured either, which is great. Okay, under the light. Okay, so that's my nail all finished. Don't get too close, otherwise we'll get a bit blurry. But there's no sticky residue, nice and shiny. It's got good shape on it, and we'll just finish it off with cuticle oil. And that's our backfill all done. So I mean, it's relatively easy, straightforward. Still a lot of work goes into it though. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy. Okay, see you next time.